Boom. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Card Hedge podcast. I am your co-host, Omar, aka Retro Hoops. That's my man JD over there.
What up?
Happening? What's going
What's
on?
up, baby? Nothing, man. Just chilling, watching the Giants. Let's just get into it, man.
That reminds me.
All this, you got to have like 37 networks now to watch football. It's annoying.
Isn't YouTube doing like where you can buy that?
Yeah, you can buy like this, but I don't have time for the Sunday ticket anymore. It's cool when you're like 23, 25, whatever, and you don't have a wife or kids, and you can sit on your ass and drink beer and eat pizza and wings.
Right.
But when you're 40 deuce and you got 4 kids and a wife nagging at you, ain't no time for Sunday ticket. So,
yeah, that's right. No, you're right about that.
So anyway.
don't they offer Red Zone?
I don't like the Red Zone either, though, because really? I want to watch my team play, and that's
okay, fair
really
enough.
it. Which I mean is worth it for. Well, it's still not worth it for the Sunday ticket because I don't want to pay to watch a few Giants games that aren't on TV. You know what I mean?
With that. Yeah. That's why I said Red Zone. Red Zone to me is kind of like a happy median, right?
Yeah, but then you can't really yell. You know what I mean? Because you're only just seeing the scores, and you're not seeing anything that aggravates you. Yeah. And you're not being able to coach from your couch, so it's not. Like I need the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You need the whole experience.
So anyway, but yeah. So I got the game on here on Prime, and I'm good to go. So
nice.
Hopefully the Giants will get killed tonight.
You think so?
Well, I don't know if they're gonna get killed, but they might. Whatever.
I'll tell you what. So I went to the Texans game this past weekend where we played the Colts.
Oh yeah, they actually were in that game.
Huh?
They were in that game, weren't they?
A little bit, yeah. So that's what I was gonna say. Regardless of the fact that we lost the game, defense was just abysmal at times. Stroud put on a nice little show. He actually, stat wise, did pretty well. Pretty high quarterback rating. So there's a lot of stuff to be, I guess, positive about, not necessarily excited about, but positive about.
Yeah.
Man, we did pretty decently, and we had great seats. I won them in a raffle, and then I ended up getting 4 tickets. And a really good friend of mine, he's a huge Colts fan since the Peyton Manning days.
Yeah.
And so he's long life Colts fan, and so it was only natural. And then we ended up tailgating for the first time. I've never tailgated before.
What?
I never tailgated before. Just never getting up early to go camp out in a parking lot was never something that I thought was going to be awesome. But
how long have you been in America for?
I know, right? Listen, that's a good question. Technically, I've only been an American for about a year. So,
all right, you know what? I'm going to give you that.
Yeah.
So, you know what? All right, you're an American because
exactly. Yeah, I've tailgated.
All right, good. Well, welcome to America, buddy.
Yeah, so he was, so my buddy's a big tailgater. He loves tailgating. And he's like, dude, this is nothing. He's like, what we need to do is go to a Aggies game and tailgate. An Aggies game. And so we're
rules.
Yeah, we're trying to plan that out. So yeah, it was fun, dude. It was a blast, man. We had a blast. I had a TV set up, so I was able to watch, all the commentators and stuff like that. So that was cool, man. But walked away feeling pretty good about our quarterback there. So hopefully we get some good weapons around him and some decent coaching, and we'll be all right.
I hear you.
At least not total garbage.
Oh. All right. I'm gonna be reacting to the whole game here. So.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You're probably ahead of me a little bit.
All right. So we are on episode 41.
41.
Closing in on the big 50, which is kind of cool.
Big 50.
And it's like I'm kind of glad we took a break because I feel rejuvenated, and I also feel like we've got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about.
Yes, I agree.
Which is good because, I feel sometimes, you can only talk about grading and whatever so many times. And it's like, when you pick that. Oh, come on, dog.
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
Yeah.
But like, you can only talk about that stuff so many times. And then I feel like I was thinking about this today. Let me run this by you. I get that we're like a sports card podcast, but like, well, why is it that we take crap when we start talking like sports? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
It's the same thing. Like they're all intertwined.
You would think so, right?
Like you can't. I don't know, man. Like I'm not gonna be like a connected person in the hobby ever. Wow.
Agreed.
And I don't want to be that person either, right? So like we can share our opinions and stuff, but like sometimes I say to myself, if we start talking like real sports, like why are people getting all mad? Like you watch sports. If you don't, then like what are you doing?
Then why are you collecting?
Yeah,
yeah. So you make a great point, man. Because and I've said this several times. I'm a collector because I'm a sports fan, right? Like my PC is Houston Rockets because I'm a Houston Rockets fan, right? Like I was that before I was a collector, right? And so
correct.
Even from a memorabilia standpoint, I mean, just forget about the cards for a second, right? Like you and I are obviously neck deep in the hobby, right? Of sports cards, but I mean, the key there is sports, right? So yeah, I totally agree, man. I mean, especially now, right? We're going into October.
This is like heaven. It's all kinds of crap going on.
Yes, exactly. Between now and Thanksgiving is going to be some of the most, sports packed time ever. And then, for me, this is even better because, like now I'm neck deep in F1. And so that's huge, right? I mean, like we're in the complete swing of things right now. So there's just so much going on from a sports standpoint. And then
and we got Coach Prime.
And then I was just about to say that, dude. Then we got Coach Prime freaking taking over, which, by the way, to tie in the hobby on this one, cards are going through the roof.
Coach Prime stuff is on fire,
Coach
bro.
Prime stuff is on fire right now.
Hey, did you see today the announcement too? Warren Sapp joining the staff.
So I heard that there was rumors that he was going to try to bring him over, right? I think we talked about that in the group chat.
He made an announcement today. It's official. Yep. So I think he'll be there starting like at the end of the season or what. I'm sure he'll be there in between, but
Deion Sanders. Yep, he did. He sure did.
That's Warren pretty Sapp. Cool, man. So now you got T.O., Coach Prime, and Warren Sapp.
Big Warren Sapp.
3 psychos.
That is just the gravitational pull that is Deion Sanders.
Yeah, man. Like how like if you haven't watched Warren Sapp's interview today where he announces this, he announces it. He's on a show with Rich Eisen.
Right.
Watch it. And he talks about how electrifying it was with him and the kids. He's like, they were like sponges. And he's like, I haven't been that excited in years. He's like, these guys, they wanted the key to the vault and this, that, and the other. And they were, he's like, it was awesome. And he's like, his quote was phenomenal. He was like, I know Coach Prime, with this, that, and the offense. He's like, but, we coming for them quarterbacks. And I was like, oh yeah, here we go.
Here we go. Yeah.
Like, how do you not, as a college athlete, not want to go play there now?
Exactly.
Like, I don't get it. Like, other than unless some other college is offering you like $40 million in like NIL deals, right?
Right.
How do you not go there? Because who knows better about the NFL than the dudes that were actually studs that are coaching you now?
Hall of Fame in their respective positions.
You know what I mean?
Like come on.
Like, I hate to break it to you, but the dude down at whatever isn't giving you the same knowledge.
Right.
He's just
yeah. The guy down
and they're great coaches, but they're just you're not getting that. Sorry.
The guy down in Bumsville State, he's not giving you the half, right? He's not.
I would be shocked. They just had the #1 recruit in the nation.
Yeah,
at Colorado. Not a commit, but they had him there for a visit.
I thought he committed.
No, I don't know if he committed, but they are going to. I would be shocked if they didn't have the #1 or #2 recruiting class in the nation, and they will be a top 5 preseason team next year.
Oh, for sure.
Down. It's not even an option. And if you think I'm crazy, you're out to lunch and you don't know sports. So
listen, they beat Oregon tomorrow or Saturday.
Yeah, they're not gonna. But
today, whenever
tomorrow, Saturday. When you're listening to this,
when you listen to this, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you just said it right now, because they're not right, but if they beat,
Oregon, they could beat Oregon, but keep going. But if they beat Oregon,
a lot of stuff has to go wrong.
Legit, man. But look, Oregon's good, but they're not USC good. So like USC will be like a friggin' battle. And I would think Colorado will be an underdog. And I think Colorado's a big time underdog in this game.
Big time underdog. Yeah,
like 20 something points, right?
Like a 20-point. Yeah.
Yeah. So that again though, that goes back on the gambling side of things. That's too many points.
But they were a dog. They were a dog against
they were a dog against TCU. But then they gave them 21 points. And they can score. So like they can score points. So if you're gonna give on the gambling side of things, if you're gonna give me 21 points to play with Shedeur and that offense, that's a no-brainer too.
I'm almost taking that. Yeah.
Whatever.
There's JD's lock of the week.
JD's lock of the week, baby. I've been on fire this year too. So
have you really?
I have. I'm like 8 of 11 right now,
dude. So, that's Vegas Dave numbers right there, baby.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of a genius. Oh, dude. Someone's gonna pick the ball, bro. At least
how about Pretty handling business, huh?
He just got lit up.
I know he did, but I'm saying
that's all right. I'll take a field goal here. So this was another game too, man. Giants were given 10.5. In the NFL, getting that many points is an awful lot. You know what I mean? It's like getting 30 in college.
Dude, Pretty needs to figure out how not to get hit. He just takes hits.
I don't know what happened last week. The Giants, they were the worst team in America for like the first 4 quarters, 7 quarters, 6 quarters. And then I don't know what happened at halftime. Someone must have thrown a chair or something. And they came out and tucked it up Lou's ass. It was great. So
so let's switch gears here for a second.
Yep.
We'll get back to sports here in a bit, but pretty big news that came up hobby-wise the other day. I think it was a couple days ago. WWE terminated their license with Panini, citing breach of contract against Panini. Panini says that the contract was terminated with no warning whatsoever. The WWE has filed a lawsuit in their own, possibly relating to an injunction WWE is seeking to prevent Panini from selling WWE merchandise. Crazy. And they just got that partnership like a year ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah, so I'm wondering there because WWE is no longer owned by Vince McMahon.
That's right. He just sold, right?
The UFC. And doesn't Panini and UFC have a deal?
They do.
So that's interesting because I don't know when that becomes final. And like I don't know how much longer like WWE, like, you know what I mean, with that whole business and the closings and all that crap.
Right.
So like it's kind of odd to me that with a deal to sell your company, either Vince did that or the board of directors or whoever is in charge of that decision made that decision, or what's his face there, Dana White and the boys made that decision. You know what I mean? So so my guess would be then if the WWE is the first domino to fall, UFC's next.
There's UFC coming up next. Yeah.
So and I don't collect. I would be more of a fan of collecting WWE cards than I would UFC. I don't really follow UFC anymore, but like, you know, I would definitely love a classic Rock or Hulk Hogan or Stone Cold. You know what I mean? Like that stuff. I'm all over that. I love that.
You know what's crazy though, dude, is that like the value of WWE, like when WWE Prism came out.
Yeah.
I think a hobby box was like $200.
Yeah, it was expensive, but all wax is expensive for no reason.
No, but still,
right?
no. I mean, I'm saying a hobby box Prism was only $200.
Oh, you're saying that's cheap?
I'm saying that's a decent rip. I mean, you pull a good
gold. Man. It's probably an $80 box, really.
I mean, but you pull a good gold, or you pull like a something, some good card. I mean, it doesn't take. What I'm saying is that it's easier to climb back from $200 than it is to come back from $800 on a Prism box, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Especially if you're a big WWE fan, right? If you're a big fan,
and there's a huge wrestling card market,
huge. Yeah.
So it's I'm not really in that space, but I could definitely see myself going after like a like a Stone Cold auto or a Rock auto.
Yeah,
Every
bro.
time I see them, I'm like, ooh, I kind of want that.
Yes.
You know, and I did buy a blaster box of WWE cards last April when I was down in Florida.
Okay.
And I did hit I hit a Goldberg auto, which was
No
like
way.
one in like, it was like a 40,000 pack chance out of a blaster.
Dude, that's
yeah.
freaking awesome.
Yeah, right out of Walmart, baby.
Out of a blaster box out of Walmart.
Yep,
Would you pay $20 for the blaster or something like that?
Yeah,
30
like $20, $21, something like that. You know, and yeah, graded it, sold it, all good. You know,
I got to make my rounds on the old retail side, man, because I'm seeing a lot of people posting pictures of stuff going on sale.
So I don't know if it's because where I live and like the mob like is still in control of like distribution.
Yeah.
There's no product on any shelves.
But you live on an island though, don't you?
No, but I'm telling you, you go into Massachusetts, right? Like right down the street from me. I go into the big Walmarts, not necessarily as big as the Walmarts you got, but like the super Walmarts.
Yeah.
The Targets, the Targets.
The good old Target.
There is nothing on the shelves.
Really?
There's like blasters of, I just was there.
Contenders draft.
Yeah, Contenders, Leaf draft, which by the way, I bought a blaster of Leaf draft football from this year.
I almost bought
$23.
Any good?
First ton of cards.
Guaranteed autos, right?
And 2 autos in the box. So for $23, I'm gonna make easily double my money selling the cards for even at $1 to $3 a pop. Because you're getting Bryce Youngs, you're getting all the studs.
Yep, for sure.
There's really not a lot of rookie cards out for those guys right now.
Exactly.
So people are buying them. I've been selling them left and right.
Really?
So yeah. Yep.
So I've been making a couple of sales on eBay myself, and it's been a lot of the Leaf stuff that I pulled years ago. So like Leaf, like Tua Leaf, Joe Burrow Leaf.
And you got to remember too with football, college fans.
Yes, there's a collegiate
are almost, if not more, like loyal than the pro fans,
especially if it's their alma mater, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yep, 100%.
So there's people out there that are looking strictly for Tua college cards.
Yeah, and his Alabama card or his Alabama jersey.
Well, and then Burrow as well, right? Because he has 2 of them, right?
Yeah, well, he's got LSU.
The LSU.
I don't know if he ever had a card at Ohio State. He wasn't there long enough. I don't think he played at Ohio State.
I want to say that he has one.
He might, but LSU is where he made his money. You know what I mean?
Right. But then if you do have the on the other end, somebody was like, well, he wasn't there the whole time, right? I knew him when he was in Alabama, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I want that card.
Yep.
And you can only get that in a Leaf.
Right. Yep.
So boom.
It's interesting though, for sure, because there's definitely there's multiple little markets in there, and again, for like $20-something, dude, you can't beat it. So
you know what?
But yeah, other than that, nothing on the shelves, man. Like nothing.
Really,
like,
dude.
Some of that like Metal Universe Champion crap there with like the multi-sport.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't like, because it's cool that Jordan and this guy's in there, but they're not in any jersey. It's lame.
Yeah, but you're not going to get anything good there, though, right? I mean, it's
even like you could pull a Jordan auto, or I think, out of there, Tiger Woods auto, which is kind of cool. But I don't know. It's just one of those things where that's it. That's all I got. There's no blasters. There's no megas. There's no nothing.
Wow,
nothing.
Dude, that sucks.
So, yep. Whatever. Problems living in the Northeast.
Yeah, I'm gonna I've been wanting to do more out and about videos where I go out, and because I go out pretty regularly to see kind of what's out there in terms of like what's on the shelves and stuff like that. And if I find something good, I'll come come do a video on it and rip some stuff.
Yeah. I don't mind buying that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I bought a hobby box of Topps F1.
Yep.
From I think last year. And I ripped that the other day. I got to upload that video, but that was cool because I was at a card show a couple weeks ago. That was pretty good. And I mean, just a card show for our area. I mean, for the little town that this card show was in, dude, card show was popping.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff going on here in terms of, you know, the hobby seems to be in pretty good shape. A lot of action.
I think there's a, you know, there's a lot of action. There's a lot of moving, you know, these leagues and companies are making the switch. You know what I mean? They're making the switch.
Yep.
And I think ultimately, I would think by this time next year, Panini is you know, no longer.
Yeah.
Though whatever the licenses they do have, whether, you know, soccer or something like that, but ultimately they can't compete with Fanatics. So they're done. They're done. They're just a vessel floating in the water right now, getting bombarded by friggin' waves.
This WWE shutdown, I think, is just another nail in the coffin, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna, and you know, you made a good point, right? I mean, the WWE is now owned by the same people that own the UFC, right?
Yep.
That may be the next domino to fall, and then
you know,
next thing you know, the NBA is another domino to fall.
Well, the NBA is definitely going. They're going.
Yeah, but I'm saying
too much money in the Fanatics contracts for these guys that the players associations are going to push this, and the leagues are going to push this faster than it is what it is, and they're going to say sue us all because Panini can't have that many lawsuits.
Well, not only that, but I would imagine that whatever Panini is going to sue them for would probably be offset by the new contracts that they got from Fanatics.
Right.
And they want to try to get into those contracts and get those contracts active as soon as possible to start.
And you know, Fanatics has like Harvey Specter as their attorney too. So
for sure.
For sure.
Have you been keeping up with that series, by the way?
Yeah, I'm on the last season.
Oh, dude, I gotta catch up. I fell off here recently, and I gotta get back on it.
Same.
I gotta get.
I've been watching Spy Ops on Netflix, which is like a documentary on like these different like torture things and whatever that has gone on, and like
it keeps recommending it to me. I want to see it.
It's pretty good.
Pretty
good.
I might check it out.
But anyway, we're digressing. So next up, baby. We talked the wrestling. We talked Coach Prime. Let's talk what I think is something that is kind of cool. In the most recent release, like literally last couple weeks of 2023 Bowman Chrome baseball, they came up with this new refractor thing, whatever, and it's called a retrofractor. And these retrofractors are first Bowman Chromes of baseball legends. So the first three are Babe Ruth, Roberto Clemente, and Johnny Bench. Whoa, superimposed.
There we go.
Now, Johnny Bench, there's some autos because he's still alive. And Babe Ruth and Clemente do not have autos because they're both resting in peace. Now, at first, I thought these were stupid. But upon further review, I like them. I like them because here's the thing, right? The modern collector of baseball, there's a whole like club of Bowman Chrome guys that like the first Bowman market, right? Then there's the modern collector or whatever. And I think these retrofractors do a nice job of tying in the new and the old. That really, I think, is something that was actually nicely done by these guys. So I'm a fan. There's not 37,000 parallels of them. I don't know why you're not putting one up on the screen, but it's all good.
I'm trying to find where it's at,
dude. I'll get it. I mean, it's sometimes working with you is like it's unbelievable.
Bowman Iconic. Is that this?
No. Dude, just stop sharing your screen. I got it right here.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
All right, here you go. All right, so here we go.
You got keys. You got keys to the vet.
There you go. So on the left, is the Babe Ruth Retrofractor, right? Now, the other thing here, so this is kind of cool too, because it's actually in his Red Sox uniform, which, you know, if you're not living under a rock, you know that Babe Ruth was with the Red Sox, and then they sold him to the Yankees. So the owner could like fund a play or some crap, and thus enacted the curse of the Bambino for like 80 something years until we won a World Series. But with the Babe Ruth card, the Superfractor, the 101, there's a $200,000 bounty out on it right now.
$200,000 bounty.
So if you pull that card, baby, David Adams, 200 G's. 200 G's.
I think I'd probably throw it on the open market. You'd be better off.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd take that.
You think so?
I'd take that. Yeah, I would take that.
Yep. 200 grand.
Yep. To sell a raw card for $200K and walk away. You know,
yeah, I guess so.
I'd take that.
Yeah.
I'd take that. Because on the open market, dude, you know as well as I do, all kinds of things can happen, right? So
yeah, that's true.
Non-payment, this, where are you going to auction it? Blah, blah, blah. Fees. You know what I mean? Straight cash, homie. You know?
Let me ask you this. Let's say you pull that card.
Yep.
And they give you an option. They say, JD, we'll give you the cash, or we'll give you a $300,000 credit at David Adams.
I would take the cash.
Really?
Yep. Yep. Because here's the thing, man. I got 4 kids. $200K, even after paying taxes.
Yeah.
What am I going to have? $150K? I don't know.
Yeah, 140, 150.
So,
like
you know what I mean? That pays bills, baby. So I would take that cash and move on with my life.
Yeah.
300K, it would, you know, it'd be tempting, but am I ever going to make up that amount of money? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like how much work are you going to have to do to try to,
you know? Yeah. So I don't know. I think, and again, like I said, man, like you look at these things, they're pretty cool. Here you go, right here. You know, nice. I think it's cool. And then they're retired. Now, the big argument right now is that Babe Ruth actually had a Bowman card in 2016 Bowman Chrome, I believe, but he was in his Yankees jersey. And I want to say that if I remember correctly from what I was watching, those cards were only pulled out of packs that were at the National that year in 2016. So
very short print,
you know, whatevs. But I like it. And then the thing that I like too, once they're released, then there's no more.
Yeah.
They shut it down. The player doesn't come back. I like that. And again, if you got yourself like a nice gold of a Babe Ruth or a Clemente or something like that, that's cool, man. That's a cool piece to add. Like, again, kind of straddles the line between the past and the present. And again, the only thing I would caution. Now, the modern guys are different because the first Bowman autos carry a lot of weight, and people lose their minds over those things. But the difference here is like Johnny Bench isn't playing anymore. So it's tough to prospect on him, right?
Yeah.
But
right.
Johnny Bench has also signed a ton of stuff. So if you're going to go out and spend thousands of dollars on like an orange Johnny Bench first Bowman auto, you can probably buy like 10 of them in either, you know what I mean? Hard sign stuff or whatever. You know, his autos aren't cray. So just something to keep in mind for the people out there. You know,
so is it gonna follow the normal parallel run, right?
No, there's not.
It's a special parallel, the Retrofractor.
3 parallels, I think. Hang on, let me get to it.
So the Retrofractor is gonna be almost like its own subset, like a
it is a subset,
like an insert set, right? Okay, gotcha.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4 parallels, which I love. There's only 4, and they're low numbers: 50. 25, 5, and a 1. So
it's almost
that works. You know,
it's almost worth picking up a box, huh?
Well, they're so the pull odds, bro, are high. Like they're not easy pulls. You know, pulling a gold is 1 in 8,290 packs.
Oof.
I don't know what.
Yeah, you're talking. What is it? $1.60 for a box?
Is it that cheap?
I'm seeing them right now on eBay. Mini hobby. Oh no, this is a mini hobby box. No, the full hobby box.
I was gonna say it's got to be 300.
Yeah. You're right. 294.
Yeah, which when you factor in though, here's the thing, right? If that was the only kind of like pull out of that, that would not be worth it. But that product is loaded because you've got a loaded rookie class right now of like Corbin Carroll and Michael Harris and Anthony Volpe and Kodai Senga and this guy and that guy and Josh Young in Texas. And it just goes on and on and on with the rookies. Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson. You know what I mean? Like
right.
The baseball rookie class this year is loaded. One of the best that there's been in a long time. And then you factor in the prospects, which people have their own chasing and whatever for in the autos. And then you add these, dude, I'm shocked they're only 300.
Yeah. No.
But I still think for 300, honestly, as much as it's stupid and that's way overpriced, it's the modern wax prices, right? Like these are the prices we have now.
This is
I don't think it's that bad in like today's prices. I don't know if I would buy a box, but I don't think it's like crazy. So
are you completely adamant of completely against buying wax?
Singles? No. I buy wax all the time.
Okay,
but like I gotta buy wax for me. I need to buy wax that either is guaranteeing me some type of hit, whether it's an auto. I would prefer it to be an auto, or I need to be able to get some type of specific parallel out of it that can only come out of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always try to buy every year a box of tops, like the flagship Series 1 stuff. Oh, Jesus. So, you know, there's that stuff, but like, I don't go nuts on like everything. I would like to buy a box of the new Topps Cosmic Chrome. That shit looks cool. And there's some sick inserts, but again, I don't know if I want to spend like they're expensive. They're like $350 or something. So I'd kind of like to see if prices come down now with Bowman Chrome out and Top Series 2 and this and that, whatever else. So Sapphire's out. So I don't know. We'll see. I watch the prices. And when I go to take my kid to get some Pokemon cards, I always look, and if something's, you know, if I can grab something for $250,
all right,
I might do it. But again, the math, you know, if I'm buying a box for $250, like I bought a box of Chrome, I don't know, maybe a month or so ago, and it sucked.
Yeah.
And
that's the part that
$250 or something. It was a waste.
That's when it stings, right?
And I was like, why did I just buy that? Like I could have bought like 4 or 5 cards or 1 card or something, right?
Right.
And I got nothing that I wanted. The autograph was like you or me, and I was like, whatevs.
Yeah. You know? JD first.
JD first auto.
Yeah, numbered to 9,999.
Yep. So anyway, so that's that, man. So I know you're not a baseball like collector.
No, but I dig that kind of stuff though.
What do you think
putting
about
out that kind of product? I mean, I think you're absolutely right. I think it's a nod to, you know, obviously baseball card collecting was the first of the first when it comes to the trading cards, right? So there's a lot of rich history there of people, you know, even way older than you and I, right? Double our age that still remember, you know, getting those cards or, you know, going to buy their dad the tobacco and then getting the cards and stuff like that. I actually had somebody tell me that story when we were up at the card show up in Conroe, where he was telling me that he still remembers running down to the general store, getting his tobacco for his dad and taking, you know, just handing it to him and waiting, you know, for his dad to open it so he can, you know, hey, here's the card. you know. And so there's a huge, deep connection there from a historic standpoint, and for them to kind of reach back for that, right, and not exclude that demographic from these new releases. To me, it's almost a no-brainer. And if you ask me, it's almost just as important as trying to get the kids involved, right? Is still 100%. maintaining that relationship. Because honestly, you know, guys that collect vintage, I'll take my guy Mike over at Bench Clear. What does he have to get excited about on these new releases, right? He's got nothing to get excited about, and maybe now he does, right? If there's somebody that he collects that he thinks that'd be kind of cool to have, right?
Yeah.
So it's a good idea, man. It's always a good, you know, they do that quite a bit in basketball too. I mean, you know, the latest versions of Prism and Select, you know, got Pete Maravich and Moses Malone and Hakeem Olajuwon still, which is why I'm still in the mix, right? I mean, my Rainbow collection is from 2019, 2020 for Hakeem Olajuwon. You know, so it's always a good thing to do that. You know, my Penny Hardaway Rainbow is from 21-22. Or sorry, 2020-2021.
Yeah.
So it gives us guys that are okay. I mean, I'm balls deep in basketball anyway, so I like the young studs and the new guys coming up. But for the collectors that don't, maybe there's some people that maybe have fallen out of love with modern basketball, but are still diehard fans of the 90s and stuff like that can still participate in the modern, you know, the modern products. And that's just smart business, man. You know what I mean?
I agree totally. So I think totally.
That's a dope move on Fanatics' behalf.
Yep. So another thing I wanted to bring up, switching gears again.
Yep.
Mascot, our boys, our partners over at Mascot.
Dude, you are a genius.
Came up with or came out with a new release the other day, which I thought at first read, I was like, huh. So I read it again. And I was like, this is freaking genius. So they have a partnership where they've partnered with the Philly Card Show, and they have integrated.
Oh, I saw that.
Dealers
talk
into
about that.
Mascot. So if you go to the Philly Card Show and you have a Mascot account, you can search for cards at the Philly Card Show, and it'll bring you to the exact dealer who has that card. Like, that's sick.
That's genius.
It's genius.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now, like, I don't go to the Philly Card Show because it's 8.5 hours away. But if they had that technology for all shows, imagine that. Like, you don't have to waste your time, like, walking around. Like, which I do like, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But if I'm looking for a specific, like, 90s card, and I search it, and I know that Billy over at booth 315 has it,
he's going to have it.
Going over to see Billy. I'm buying the damn card that I need, and then I'll go walk the floor.
Then I'll go walk around. Yeah, you're going to go there with a purpose now, right?
Yeah. Because
and also it'll show you what he's got it listed for too, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I think so. And then you get the card Hedge pricing on there, which is a bada bing, baby. You know what I mean? Like, it's that they're coming together like nice. Pick that. Sorry, got a little excited there. But that whole platform is coming together really nicely here. And I've been very impressed to see how they've rolled that out. And I did see that our boys over at My Card Post, our boy Mark, he's working to finish up. They're partnered up now. So there's another platform you're going to be able to list your cards on as well.
Oh, on Mascot.
Yep.
Oh, that's dope.
And that's the site, one of the sites where you can trade.
Good for him, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad they got tied in there.
Yep. So JD's at work for the people, buddy. You know what I mean?
You, man. I see you.
I am at work for the people. I should run for president.
You should. I'd vote for you.
Me, Birdie, and you. We take over the whole world. Make Birdie the Secretary of Defense. We'll be at war in an hour. His first press conference, he just be talking shit.
Oh, that's funny.
And he'd be like, "Hey, Vice President Omar doesn't know who Lou Rowe is," and everybody in the press would be like, "Who? What is your
JD
stance on China, Birdie?"
JD and Birdie 2024.
Dude, Birdie, I gotta tell you, man, of all the people that like bust balls on YouTube, Birdie's comments are like top 3, if not,
for sure.
If not, like he knows how to push buttons, but he does it in a way that like doesn't like aggravate you. You know what I mean? So like,
Birdie got me into some shit a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I saw that.
He threw my name out during a live of the sports card. Sports card radios. Live stream. And then Birdie throws up a question. He goes, "What do you guys think about retro hoop collectibles?" And then I think I guess they're brothers, right? The two guys.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Yeah, we don't know who that is." And so the guy throws up Google. He types in Google and looks me up, and I pop up and shit. And they start going through my videos, and then the first video they find is the episode that I did with Ty.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, look at this guy," and they started talking a bunch of shit about me because that's what they do. But I just thought it was funny. I was like, "Man, this is hilarious." And Birdie was asking, was like, "What do you guys think about him?" I mean, like, like a simple, we don't know who he is, would have done just fine. But
I
thought that was pretty funny.
You know what? Whatever.
I laugh at that kind of stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Tackle him.
No, they're not. That's. Oh, geez. Okay. I don't know where you're at.
Whoa! Pushing the coach. That's a foul. Call a penalty.
You must be ahead of me. I got 13 minutes in the second.
This is liberal America, man. Everything's a penalty.
Oh no, you're not tackling. Okay, I see where you're at. Yeah, you're not tackling him.
Plus, Debo. When Debo gets out in the open field, man, it's tough.
Oh, I see who you showed.
He's probably my favorite non-giant football player.
Debo?
Yeah, I love Debo.
Yeah, Debo's.
Plus, I love his name too because it just reminds me of Debo.
Yeah, of course.
Riding the bike. That's my grandmama's chain. Come on. You want?
So let's wrap it up on this because we were talking about this right before we hit record. And I was mentioning.
Oh yeah. This is a good one to end on.
Yeah, I was mentioning that I was excited, right? I'm excited because I just submitted 20
shipment in.
Yeah, I submitted like 20 cards to SGC. Yeah. And then
at the
like
new
another
price? At the new $15 price?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Wow. Look at you.
Well, I mean, dude, I'm backed up here, right? Like I got, and so that was kind of my point, right?
Yeah.
Is that like I'm pretty excited that they dropped their price, right? Because now that gives me like some leeway to where I can actually start submitting. And I was telling you, like, man, I'm actually going to be able to submit now, like I'd want to, which is like about 10 cards a month, right? It's like if I can submit 10 cards a month, that'd be great. I got a backlog of about a couple of months here worth of stuff, but for me, I just like to feather it out, right? And so at $10 a month, that's $150 a month. I can swing that. That's that's cool, especially if I can get into a groove where I'm mixing in my subs with things that I'm gonna sell and then things that I'm gonna keep, right? So it'll just kind of keep the whole machine going, right? And so and I was just telling you, I was like, man, I'm pretty excited because I'm gonna get to do about 10 a month at $15. And then you said, well, hey, our guy Bobbles is doing $14. And then and then we kind of got into this discussion where you were like, where I was like, yeah, for $15 I could submit myself, or for $14 I can submit with Bobbles and then kind of go through a couple of extra steps. Yeah, I don't have to submit my own stuff, but I kind of like that. So we seem to be of two totally different schools of thought there, right? Like I think you like to just like send them over to Bobbles and know that everything's going to be taken care of because Bobbles does a great job. He offers a great service. And then there's folks like me who I'm like, yeah, for that extra buck, I'd rather do it myself. And yeah, in the long run, I might pay an extra $10 to $20 per submission.
Well, because they charge you like standard, like 25 bones.
It's $25. Right.
So, which like our boy Angry Jay, he's like, he balks at that, and I don't get it because, all right, if you're sending one card, like I get it, but like if you're sending 10, 15 cards and you want it insured and this, that, and like they cover it, and you know what? I got to give them credit. Like from everything I've ever seen, they've been pretty good about like dealing with mishaps. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like
You mean SGC has?
Yeah, SGC.
Yeah.
So, you know, I look at it like this because so ultimately the question is, or the you're saying like it's just easier for you because again, you're down in Texas.
Right.
And it doesn't make a whole lot of geographical sense for you to ship to Virginia.
That's a good point.
Down to Florida.
I didn't think
about Virginia, across to Houston. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like
right,
I get that. But for me, I'm on the East Coast up north. Stuff's going south.
It's all
regardless.
going down anyway.
So if I can stop at Bobbles and save myself a buck a card, which ultimately, you know, if I send 14 cards, I get the 15th one free.
15, yeah, basically. You know? Yeah, that's true. Basically, that's what you're getting, right?
So
that's
how I look at it.
Yeah.
Plus, Bobbles. I like sending my stuff to Bobbles anyway. I feel like his magical hands touch them, and my cards always grade well. So, and he like what I like about Bobbles too. Like he's honest to a fault. So like he'll text you and be like, "Hey, bro, this card's effed up. What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even notice that." You know what I mean?
Right.
So like I appreciate that stuff.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
it's like that, like the guys that got baseball cards, which we love, friends of the show. We love those guys. They offer, I think they offer right at what you would pay as if you were sending them to PSA yourself. However, they offer a full like review of the card, right? Like they're now Bobbles obviously does that because he knows what he's doing and maybe he's checking the cards as he's getting them. But from what I understand,
thousands of cards.
Yes, but from what I understand, these guys over at Got Baseball Cards, they're reviewing the card almost as like a pre-screen, pre-grade kind of thing, right? And
but I mean, let me ask you this though. And this isn't to poo-poo anybody and any service that anybody's offering. But I've been grading cards now regularly for 3 years, regularly, like all the time. Outside of a few like anomalies, I'm right. Like,
you're pretty spot on.
So, like, I don't understand why people pay like extra. You know what I mean? Like, like just look at your card under some light, wipe it down, whatevs. Call Kurt, he'll take care of you, and do your thing. Like, I don't know. Like again, I'm not crapping on anybody.
No, agreed.
I like to do and I look at my stuff now too because I'm like, you know what? At $19 to PSA and 14 or 15 to SGC, that's still expensive. And if I'm going to send a card, I need it to be a 9 or above. Like I need a 9.
Yeah. I think the other thing that the guys that got baseball cards do is also kind of give you some insight on where to go for the grade.
Okay.
Right? Where they're saying, hey, you know, this card probably is gonna be about an 8 at PSA, but if you were to send it to SGC because they look at certain aspects of the card a little differently than PSA because they see thousands of cards, right? And so you know there's a little bit of kind of like consulting there. That I think that them seeing thousands of cards a day. You know, lends pretty well. Oh,
they've been.
You're about to see this, Bubba.
No, I already saw it, but there's a flag. I think it's coming back.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's coming back.
I think. Hang on.
Who's that, Hill?
Nope, never mind. Touchdown. Damn it.
Oh, yeah. That's decline.
So, so, I mean, to each their own. I mean, everybody's different. And there's no really right way to do anything. But if you want to save $1, you know, hit up Bobbles and Ball Cards on Facebook.
Bobbles and Ball Cards. I'll put the link down in the description if you guys want to check them out.
Very good care of you.
Yeah.
And if not, even at $15, sending it on your own, you know, that's not a bad deal either. You know,
the other thing that I like to think about also, man, one of the reasons why I like sending in on my own also is that if for me, I'm SGC all day, right? And so there's something to be said about that relationship that you can build, right? That little bit of a, kind of, especially when they start looking, especially if a problem arises, right? Where if you're submitting on your own, a problem pops up, you call up customer service, they start pulling up your file, and they're like, oh, this guy submits with us a lot, and I'm not to say that they wouldn't take care of somebody more than the other person, right? But it's always good to know that, the people that are loyal and the people that are, constantly submitting with you, or, you want to make sure that they're taken care of, right? And they don't just fall to the wayside by, for whatever reason.
So I disagree with that.
You think so? That's how I always think about it too, because I think about that extra $1 or extra $10 to $15.
You're paying for a service.
Mm-hmm.
So these grading companies are a service-based industry, right? If you can't provide fantastic customer service to customer A, who's submitting one card, or customer B, who's submitting thousands, then the very whatever of your business, the foundation of your business is BS. You know what I mean?
Okay, I can respect that. Yeah. I always think about it in terms of like my bank, for example, right? I've been banking with my bank since 1998, which I wasn't even old enough to have a bank account yet, but my mom had the forethought to get me one. And it's a local credit union. It's a Houston Federal Credit Union. It's been around for 50 years. I mean, so whenever I walk in there and if I, do something with them, they always tell me like, oh, wow, you've been with us for quite some time. So when I walk in there for a loan, there's something to be said about that, right? Like
I get that piece. I get that. And I don't I'm not disagreeing with you, but the only piece here, this little hobby space is so critical of
finicky.
Anybody potentially getting an advantage,
preferential
or
treatment,
or that, or preferential treatment.
Yeah, I could see that.
So that to me, it's
that's
just
what that
tough,
sounds
man,
like.
because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think everybody should just be whether it's again, I get it, right? If I've been grading with PSA for 30 years, they know me. They know who I am, yada, 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 whatevs.
You're a VIP.
Might be, right? I might be grandfathered in on something, whatever it may be, whatever. Loyalty, I get that. Customer loyalty, customer appreciation, that stuff.
But I think ultimately that can roll into at least, let's not call it preferential treatment, but let's call it at least benefit of the doubt. Right? If a situation arises that's kind of like where they could stick to the rules and stick to their guns and go, sorry, guy, you're just SOL. These are the rules and this is what it is. Versus oh shit, this guy spends thousands of dollars with us every year.
Yep.
Let's take a look at that. Maybe give him the benefit of the doubt.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, all right. I agree with that.
I think I don't know. That's and again, this is just me, right? Like this is me saying hey, I like to show my loyalty to companies.
Yeah, and I do too.
That's kind of tough to do. And look, the same thing applies to maybe you with your group submitter, right?
I'm a loyal dog, man. Bobbles or bust.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if something pops up that I think Bobbles would be like, oh, hey man, this is my man JD. He's always he always submits with us. He's a big loyal customer. This one thing got screwed up. We're gonna take care of it. We're gonna take care of him and make sure that he's taken care of, right?
Yeah.
So those are the kinds of things I always look at. But anyway, I'm not knocking either way. I think there's no right or wrong way to do things, right?
Yeah, I'm certainly not either. I think it's just there's multiple ways to do things.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a right or a wrong way.
Agreed.
What the hell is Danny Dimes doing there?
Yeah, I don't know what's up with him, dude. He's on another level. He's not helping me out here. I want him to do good so that this car that I get graded, I can sell it for top dollar.
Yeah. Hey, last thing, and then we're done. Arena Club, bro. If you're not using Arena Club, man,
what are you doing?
All right, wait. Let me stop.
Careful now, because we'll get.
Yep, I know.
They'll call us lackeys.
Yep. So I still think they should be at $5 a card to grade. That's why I haven't sent any more because I can't.
Are they not?
They're at 10.
Oh man,
So
10 is a tough spot, man.
It's a tough spot. Tough spot to be at, Broheim. I can't do it. So, but at $5, if they go to $5, I got cards ready to go to them because here's the thing. August, it was crickets for me. I was like, this place sucks. And since September hit, deals left and right, trades, sales, huh? Like it's nonstop. I get offers all the time, good offers.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. And I've added some really cool cards via trades, and I'm having a blast. And again, if they were at $5, I would probably send a boatload of cards to them.
So keep in mind, so I'm glad that you saying that because I'm with you. That $5 is the sweetest spot ever, right?
Yeah.
But also keep in mind that you can send your graded cards there for free.
I know I can.
Okay.
I know I can.
I just want to make sure everybody understands that because
I'm starting to. It's funny you mentioned that, dog. You read my mind because I was going to mention. I'm really starting to get to the point where I'm going to send some of my slab stuff to them because the activity's picked up so much. Now, again, it's not the eyeballs of eBay, but
no, it's not. But
if I sell my $100 card and I put $98.25 in my pocket versus 90, JD's a happy man. You know what I mean?
That's easy math, baby.
Yeah. And or if someone offers me some sweet trade, I'm good. Now I will say there are some dudes on there that don't trade no matter what, and I've compensated in trades for certain cards that I want.
You've thrown some nasty offers out and got nothing.
I'm like, all right, whatever. But overall, everybody's been very easy to deal with.
Oh, it's been great.
Yeah, I really would encourage people to either send some slabs or, even if they're gonna do. I just can't do it at $10. Can't.
Yeah, 10
matters
tough,
to me,
man.
That matters 10. Because again, I'm not looking at them as a grading service. I'm looking at them as like a raw card review type job or something to whatever slab my card.
Yeah,
and pre-grade it / be able to trade it, sell it, whatever.
And then their marketplace.
And I've sold some of their cards, bro, for what I listed them at. Like I based it off of the comps that are showed via Card Hedge on there, PSA prices. I kind of, put it within a whatever. I'm not matching PSA prices by any means, but certainly if there's other companies, BGS, SGC, CSG, CGC, whatever the hell they are, prices, I'm getting what I want out of the card.
You're getting a fair market value, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Fair market value. No, I agree, dude. I think, again,
I've been pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the
same here. I went a little slow for a little bit and picked up recently.
Yep. Site is awesome. So
yeah.
You're gonna have to talk to your boy Alan, and we gotta get some kind of deal where we can offer $5 or some shit through us
listeners.
Yep. Yeah. And we're gonna have to get on that.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree because they they ran that special during the national.
Yeah.
And it did really well for them from what he was
the best deal in America. And again, it's not to grade your cards, people. Like calm the hell down with that.
Right.
Think of it as like a raw card review type thing.
Yeah.
They want to go with grading. That's fine. Let them call it grading. But for you, me, and whoever, man, get it on there. And what are they showing here?
But the other thing, it's also about getting. It's all not only is it about getting your card reviewed, graded, whatever you want to call it, but it's also getting it on the app, and then also, dang, whose elbow are they busting open right there?
No, I think that was an ankle.
Is it an ankle?
Oh no, that was an elbow. That was Purdy's elbow.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're showing how they reconstructed his elbow ligament, tendon, whatever. So the other thing about it too is that, okay, let the purpose of that dictate what cards you're gonna send.
Yeah.
Right. Like again, I've been an advocate for them simply because of how it allows you to keep things moving in your inventory.
Yep. But I will say this though. I will say that I'm gonna cut you off.
Yeah.
Don't send cheap, shitty base.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Good stuff.
Don't send like mid to upper mid. You're good, man. People are gonna buy it or want it and trade for it or whatever. And if you have PSA or SGC or CGC slabs or Beckett, if they're still around, like, oh damn, I'd be dead after that hit when you see it. I'd be dead.
Yeah, I'm like a couple seconds behind you, but yeah. Was pretty 10 for 19, 121 yards. Oof.
So what I'm saying though is like it's a growing market quick. They've put money into it. They're putting money into the marketing. Yeah, dude, I'd be dead after
that. Was a nasty hit. Yeah.
And that wasn't even like a vicious one. It was just I'd be dead.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it for me tonight. We're hit the hour mark. So
yeah, no, good stuff, man. I agree, dude. So all the links for everything, folks, is gonna be down in the description. It's gonna be a link for to Bobble's Facebook group. We got a link to Card Hedge if you guys want to sign up for Card Hedge. Also to Arena Club, and then we're gonna throw in another link in there for Mascot as well. Man, just a lot of good stuff going on, dude. A lot of the partners are doing some big things. So that's good to see, man. And of course, we're here to offer everybody all the data that they can use.
Yep,
so
you can swallow.
That's right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. We really appreciate you guys. Happy to be back. We'll see you guys again next week, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Love y'all.
Later.
Peace.